Hi, everyone, and welcome to OEM Update, where we talk about everything you need to know about this year's vehicle model lines in order to better sell them. My name is Megan Cusick, editor of Motorcycle and Powersports News, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming 2025 Yamaha YZF-R9. The YZF-R9 is a new sport bike in Yamaha's R line and boasts a base MSRP of $12,499. So, let's dive deeper into what exactly this bike has to offer. But for that, we're going to go straight to the OEM source.
Connect every part of your dealership with DX1's cloud-based, all-in-one solution, offering a certified DMS, lead manager, website, marketing tools, and more. All built into one smart, seamless solution. Visit dx1app.com for more information.
Joining me today to give us an overview of the 2025 Yamaha YZF-R9 is Gerrad Capley, Senior Street Motorcycle Communications Specialist for Yamaha. Gerrad, thank you so much for jumping on to speak with us today.
You're very welcome, Megan. It's nice to speak with you about our exciting new product. I'm excited to share the news and answer any questions that you might have.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, can you give us a brief introduction to the new R9? Which types of customers are looking for this specific vehicle, since you already have like a full R lineup there?
Sure. It does fill a nice hole in between R7 and R9 for people that are familiar with the lineup. But I guess as a more broad, high-level description of the bike, it's really kind of conceived to redefine the supersport class and offer accessibility in a super sport package. And the accessibility I'm talking about is the not being so cramped over, it not being built as a full-blown race bike like an R1. However, it is still very, very capable as a super sport on track. It's built with our very well-known MT09 motor that everybody loves. So it is still a very capable super sport, but it was really built to give people from R7 a step up in between R1 and R7 is kind of a little bit of a big gap, admittedly. And it fills a nice hole for us, but it was really conceived just to kind of offer a step up from R7 and redefine the super sport class as an accessible super sport with its low price point and loaded with features and really, really good performance is kind of where it sits at. I think that the kind of customer that would be looking for the R9 is again, obviously the person stepping up from R7, looking for a step up from that platform and staying within the Yamaha R family. But really, as a more broad stroke, it's any customer who wants super sport performance in an accessible package. I don't really have any data on specific age groups. It's not really gender specific. We know that females and males ride. Although males do dominate the sport, females are coming up, at a rapid number, and we want to recognize that. That's pretty cool. But it's really for anybody. It's low seat height and long reach to the pegs offer comfort for a street rider. So it's kind of anybody that doesn't want to spend a lot of money on a full-blown track bike, but still wants the super sport image and performance to use on the street in the occasional track day.
DX1 is the only all-in-one dealership management solution for the motorcycle and powersports industry. The perfect combination of a DMS, website, and suite of marketing tools that encourages dealers to invest in their customers and not into separate software to run their dealership. All of the components of DX1 work seamlessly together to increase their staff's efficiency while allowing dealers to be with their customers rather than behind a computer screen duplicating data entry. OEM integrations, automated scheduling, and smart customer notifications combine with the real-time flow of data throughout the dealership to simplify tasks and improve day-to-day operations, all within one system and one login. This secure, cloud-based solution is accessible everywhere and has proven to be a crucial asset in the success of many powersports dealerships today. Contact DX1 now and see why others are switching to the only all-in-one powersports dealership management solution. DX1.
Okay, that's really good to know there, actually. So, speaking more to some of those features like the low seat height and everything, and just even some of the, you mentioned we're stepping up from the R7. What are the R9's main selling points? And can you break down some of those specs for us?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I think the biggest point, obviously, is the motor that I mentioned earlier. That motor is very well known. and it is torquey and fun to ride. And it is kind of a step up from the R7. It adds a cylinder onto the back of it, or onto the side of it, excuse me. But it still is our cross-plane format. So the motor really is the staple of this bike. It's what we built it around because it's so well loved, and we really got a lot of feedback from the market on R7 being a good formula, that we felt it necessary to build this bike. But the next point would be the brakes and the frame. Overall, really the chassis is a broader stroke. The Brembo brakes in front with steel braided lines, and then the KYB forks, they are specific to that unit. The frame is specific to that unit. So it's not just an MT-09 with fairings on it. Yamaha put a lot of development into making this a true super sport, but paying attention to the street rider first. It's really modeled after the street rider first. And that, again, speaks to the long reach from the seat to the pegs. An R1, if you sit on it, it's very high. You're very cramped with your legs, and you're very cramped over, in your riding position. This is a little bit more extended, but still offers a short, sporty reach to the bars. So overall, with the styling and the electronics pulled directly from the R1 as well, it kind of blends the line of the highest performance model that we have in Supersport, and accessibility with the riding position and ability to use it on the street.
All right. So what have been some of the most common service issues that technicians have had to deal with in past R models, or even, since you're using the MT engine there, and have those been addressed in the R9?
Yeah, I think you made it, very direct and fair, that we're comparing it to the MT-09 motor, and that motor has been really, really reliable for Yamaha. It's been a staple with Yamaha for about 10 years now. It went from an 847cc to an 890cc when we updated the platform in 21. But even with that update, it's been a super, super reliable motor for us. There hasn't been any major campaigns or service issues with that engine. So it's a hardy motor to have within that bike. The valve adjustment, if you look up the valve adjustment interval in the service manual, you don't have to check the valve adjustment until 26,600 miles. So that's a pretty impressive interval for a sport bike. So usually sport bikes are pretty high maintenance machines. So I think I'm happy that motor's in this bike because of that, and it's going to be well used, and I think well loved by the public that does buy it. We've done really well, with our media partners distributing the information from our launch. So I'm excited, and I've been excited to see the comments. It's really cool.
That's fantastic. So what's Yamaha doing to help dealers move the new R9 units?
Yeah, that's another important part, of the pre-delivery process before we get units. We do have some early units from Japan, and we utilize those for different displays around the country. We recently did a display with our demo truck at the Barber Vintage Fest. I believe that's what was recently at Barber. They had two events back to back. I can't remember which one we went to. But we got really good exposure there and really good comments from the public. King Kenny Roberts even sat on it and got a picture and posted it on Instagram. He was excited about it. So that's been more enriching, is to see the public's direct reaction from our demo crew reporting back, and it's been positive. So it seems like people are excited about it, and we do have a couple units that will be making their rounds to I think select dealers through our regional sales managers for educational purposes to show the unit. And I think there may even be opportunities for customers, but I think that's still in the early stages of development. I don't know that there's much information that I would have on that right now.
Yeah, because the units aren't supposed to be in dealerships until March 2025, correct?
Yes. Yeah, so these are early, call them pre-production units that usually most manufacturers get for marketing purposes. But yeah, we just want to show this thing off, really. People have been, it's no secret that people have been asking about this for a while. It's like the worst kept secret in motorcycling, I think. So I'm very happy that it's released.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And then, so last question here for you. What have been some of the most popular accessories for the R models that, you think are going to translate over to the R9?
Right now, if I judge off of just R1 and R7, a lot of it's frame sliders, passenger seat cowls are popular for the guys that go rip the canyons or go to do track days. Side case protection, any kind of protection item, and spools. Spools always sell really well. Guys like to add that, a little bit of bling, and then also the ability to put the rear wheel up for chain maintenance is nice. Yeah, those would probably be the top ones. One more, fender eliminator. You can't have a sport bike without a fender eliminator, I don't think. the license plate eliminator kit.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Gerrad, and thank you so much for taking the time today to talk with us about the 2025 Yamaha YZF-R9.
You're very welcome. Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
For more information about the sport bike line or to become a Yamaha dealer, head to yamahamotorsports.com. And as always, stay tuned to MPN for more of the latest and greatest in motorcycle and powersports news.